The archetype we're taking a look at today are Cyber Angels, used by Asuka Tenjo and from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. And yeah, I consider her to be, for now, the worst female lead in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, right after Kotori from Zexal. For now, because I haven't watched Zexal yet, so I don't know anything about Aoi Zaizen besides how she looks and that her archetype is currently meta-relevant, because it's burning people to death. And yeah, I frankly believed her Cyber Angels weren't going to get printed ever, because due to how Konami was waiting a long time for that. And yeah, their effects were also god-awful in the anime, and I didn't really like them. Well, their visual design is really nice, that's not a 1+ for them. But their effects are sadly really too mediocre for them as to how hard it is to summon them. So yeah, until their recent support in Arc 5, they were pretty much forgotten. But yep, they're here now, they've been printed, and it's my duty to review them now. So let's get started, and we are starting off with their only main deck monster that is not a ritual monster, that being Cyber PETIT Angel. Yeah, let that speak for itself. If this card is summoned, you can add one Cyber Angel or monster or machine ritual from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect or Cyber PETIT Angel once per turn. You always run 3 because it's the most simplest search you can have, and it works on any summon, unlike the most other generic ritual searchers. We'll get into that later when I grade them. So yeah, you always run 3 of them because you'll be needing those searches and you'll be needing to get those monsters out as soon as possible, as hard as that may be. So yeah, run 3, never any less. Their next monster is their first ritual monster and their newest monster at that, Cyber Angel NATASHA, a level 5 with 1000 attack and defense, and you can ritual summon this with Machine Angel Ritual, and once per turn you can target one face-up monster you control, gain life points equal to half its attack. When a ritual monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can then negate the attack. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other Cyber Angel monster from your graveyard, then target one monster your opponent controls, special summon this card, and if you do, take control of that monster. This is an interesting effect for several reasons. For one, the attack negation does not have the limitations as much as like the revival and snatching effect. So yeah, it actually works on Crystal Wing, since Crystal Wing attacks, this card uses its effect, Crystal Wing negates it, this card revives itself and takes control of Crystal Wing. So yeah, this is a really nice effect. And since it's the easiest monster to summon, I recommend running this at 3 at all times, never any less. Oh boy, now it's time for us to take out the time machine and go back to the past, the GX past to be exact, and take a look at Cyber Angel IDATEN, a level 6 with 1600 attack and 2000 defense. And also you can summon it with Machine Angel Ritual, and if this card is ritual summoned, you can add one ritual spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is tributed, you can make all ritual monsters you control gain 1000 attack and defense. The tributing part is the part that Cyber Angels were most known for during their GX era. Meaning you can tribute it during a ritual summon of another monster, so yeah, you can make that monster that you ritual summon with another. Well, you can make that monster gain 1000 attack and defense, and yeah, and the anime effect for this thing was to search out any spell from your deck or graveyard. So yeah, they limited it to ritual spells, which made it way worse than it initially was, so yeah. I'd say run 1 by preference. Their next monster is Cyber Angel Benton. A very imaginative name there. It's also level 6 with higher stats, well, higher attack and lower defense, and also summonable by Machine Angel Ritual, and if this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original defense points in the graveyard. And if this card is triggered, you can add one light fairy type monster from your deck to your hand. This is worth running more than IDATEN, since you can add monsters from it, not just ritual monsters. You can add any light fairy type monster from your graveyard. So that means you can add like Archlord Christia, for example, or any other fairy monsters. You can also use Hecatrice for Valhalla, depending on the build. So yeah, feel free to experiment with this and run at least 2 of these. So yeah, the final monster of the trilogy, how should I say, the GX trilogy, is Cyber Angel Dakini, and that's a level 8 fairy with 2700 attack, and was the boss monster for the Archetype until their most recent monster. We'll get into that later. And you can ritual summon this with Machine Angel Ritual, of course, and if this card is ritual summoned, you can make your opponent send 1 monster they control to the graveyard, their choice. If a ritual monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. Once per turn during the end phase, you can target 1 ritual monster or Machine Angel Ritual monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Yeah, this is actually a very good effect for a boss monster of this archetype, well, a secondary boss monster, since they have a much bigger monster they can summon. And yeah, I like the Apocryphal Towers effect, but in fact you should go play Clifford's if you actually plan on pulling off this effect, because it's much easier there, since Apocryphal Towers is now at 2, thank God. And yeah, this is an overall nice amount of utility for a card coming from the GX era, which was now imported into today's game. The problem, though, because there has to be a problem, is of course summoning the damn thing. It's a level 8, and you won't have any much resources or enough spells to pull this off. So yeah. Running at least 1 of them is good, but any more than that is just not a very good option unless it's for a tribute fodder. But regarding the tribute fodder for the ritual summoning, this thing does not have the tributing effect like all the previous ones. Well, except NATASHA, since she's newer one. Yeah, I would have really appreciated if this thing had the tribute effect, which would greatly increase the deck's consistency. A wasted opportunity, in my opinion, in that regard. And their final monster is their newest boss monster, the level 10 Cyber Angel VRASH, which is the first monster Asuka ever summoned in Arc 5. It's got 3000 attack and 2000 defense, and you can summon it with the Machine Angel Ritual, of course, and if this card is ritual summoned, you can destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible that were special summoned from the extra deck. And if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent for each, and if you do that, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. So, and yeah, once per turn during either player's turn when a card or effect is activated that would destroy a card on the field, you can shuffle 1 ritual monster from your graveyard to the deck, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. Again, this is a really awesome effect, but you can barely summon the damn thing. That's of course the problem. The protection effect is really nice. You can recover valuable resources from your graveyard, but why? At the level 10, you can barely summon the damn thing. But yeah, this is their prime boss monster, and yeah, the effect from the extra deck isn't that specific, since, well, link monsters and all the other monsters that you can summon from the extra deck tend to produce very nasty fields. So yeah, this ain't that specific. It is better before the Link era showed up, but it isn't that power creep in any sort of way. And yeah, run 1 because it's the best tribute fodder the Archetype offers. So yeah, and we've been talking about this spell for quite a while. So here's Machine Angel Ritual, and it is used to summon any of Cyber Angel Ritual monsters. And if a light monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card instead. You won't be using this effect because you'll be getting rid of one of your only ritual spells, which you'll be using to summon the said Cyber Angel monsters. So yeah, you only use it for the summon. Ignore the protection effect if you ever want to survive. And their last card is the retrain of the spell, that is Machine Angel Absolute Ritual, which is by far the laziest artwork I've ever seen, since they've literally added just the Cyber Petite Angel and they flipped this sorceress to face at the altar. And of course it can be used to summon Cyber Angel monsters, and You can also shuffle from your hand or field fairy or warrior type monsters from your graveyard to the deck to ritual summon. I do not understand why the warrior type monsters, since the archetype does not have any warriors to speak of. But you don't want to shuffle the stuff in the deck, since you would probably be summoning using the ritual monsters in your hand, which need to be tributed and sent to the graveyard, so you can secure Natasha's effect, which you really should be doing. And the effects probably won't go off when they're shuffled into the deck. So yeah, a really bad retrain. This is a D-train in my opinion. Alright, so grades. Well, consistency beyond the Cyber Petite Angel, we have Manju, Senju, Sonic Bird, Preparation of Rites, Pre-Preparation of Rites. Most of them relies on normal summoning. Preparation of Rites searches only a level 7 and above monsters, so that means only DAKINI and VRASH. And yeah, Pre-Preparation of Rites is their best searching option, so you should run it at 3, but anything else regarding consistency is completely irrelevant, so that's a 1 out of 3. Power, well, they have powerful monsters which hit very hard and have very powerful effects, but they are near impossible to summon, so that's my biggest gripe with it, so that's another 1 out of 3 for me. Comeback ability, beyond Natasha's revival effect, there's nothing pretty much going for it. But I really want to point out how good Natasha's revival effects, and it does not have a once per turn limitation, so I'm gonna give him a 2 out of 3 just for trying, since that effect can easily get negated over and over again. So yeah, protection. Well, Natasha has some decent protection, and that's about it. Rash also has some decent protection, but she's about too hard to summon. Still though, Natasha's effect, snatching and protection effects, is nothing to scoff at, so I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 3 just for trying. And as for the versatility, I'm not gonna dwell around this too long, but I am not going to give anything above 1 out of 3 to a ritual archetype that focuses on that their archetype is built around only the ritual monsters and 2 ritual spells, one of which is completely unusable. Yeah, I am not going to give him any more above than 1 out of 3, because it's just that terrible. Well, that was very shorter than I expected, but yeah. So yeah, I love the visual aesthetic of the Cyber Angels, but not the execution. These girls cannot swarm the field that consistently to be considered competitive enough for this modern game. And yeah, I'd really like to see another crack at them, because I really believe they can be a formidable ritual spam archetype with a unique gimmick of tributing others to summon more powerful ones to the field. So yeah, I'd really like to see another crack at them, but I guess only time will tell it that. And that pretty much wraps this up. But before I sign off today, I'd like to make a quick update. I'll be gone for about 4 days, well, for exactly 4 days, because I'll be going on a slight holiday again. And yeah, I won't be uploading for that time. I already uploaded the videos when I was doing the Sonic Heroes Let's Play, you remember, recording double footage for that. So I covered those 4 days, so I won't lose any valuable footage because of that. I'll be returning on 31st of August, probably, and by that time I should have the new GameCube controller, and Sonic Marathon should be continuing with Shadow the Hedgehog. So yeah, that is it for today, so thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and updates, comment, like, and subscribe, and as usual, I'll upload the next video whenever I can. See you all, have a good day, and peace.